اشرح صدري بالذكر يا الله، يسر أمري في كل ما ألقاه، نور دربي واحفظني يا.
So the question was how to maintain spirituality in a modern society. That's a great question, really practical. Thank you so much. I'd say the first thing is connect to those people. You have access, particularly to sisters, mashallah, tabarakallah, to people that have gone away and studied, to make use out of them and then hold on fast to them, annoy them, irritate them, just be with them all the time, ask them questions all the time. Afwan, that's the disclaimer. But it's true. Seriously, there's a reason why those people have taken that risk, and it's to be distributed. The second thing, and I say on a practical level, and this is accessible to everyone, we all need a wird. Now the idea of a wird is a portion of any kind of spiritual practice. It can take the form of dhikr, it can take the form of formal prayer, it can take the form of even visitations. So we have a wird of visiting the mu'mineen. It can have an expression in many, many different forms. But what we're talking about here is a form of adhkar, dhikr. So the wird, you say, man laysa lahu wird, laysa lahu warid. Now this takes an understanding of what the wird is. The wird, linguistically in the Arabic language, as we said, we need to understand what things are in terms of their definition, is like a water hole. So traditionally, particularly in pre-modern Arabia, everyone was going around in camels. The camels need to drink. So what you'd have is specifically placed water holes where the camel would go and drink, and it would sustain its journey for a particular time up until the next water hole. That was called a wird. So if we apply that in terms of by analogy to a spiritual state, that we all need that spiritual water. Just as we need breakfast, for example, to maintain our bodily functions in a kind of physiological level. We also need to plug into that spiritually. And the spiritual answer to that, the spiritual breakfast, is your wird, or lunch or dinner, or whatever it may be. So they say, man laysa lahu wird, laysa lahu warid. The one that has no wird, one daily portion of dhikr. And it may be something, and I'm going to keep it really simple, reciting Ayatul Kursi, without fail, every day. People are like, well, that's pretty easy. Try it and be consistent on it for a week. Like, consistency is not a small thing. وَأَحَبَّ الْأَعْمَالِ إِلَى اللَّهِ أَدْوَمُهَا وَإِنْ قَلَّ. The most beloved of acts to Allah is not the most in quantity. It's not the most bombastic of acts, the most incredible, epic. أَدْوَمُهَا, those which are most consistent, those which you do perpetually. وَإِنْ قَلَّ, even if they're small. And there's the subtle kind of allusion here, the inference rather, to say that if it's accepted by Allah, if it's beloved by Allah, what's small about it? Something small about something that Allah loves and Allah accepts? There's nothing qaleel about it. It's huge, it's vast. So if we're able to do these certain kind of things, one of the things I heard also, a beautiful principle, come into the morning with intention and go into the evening with gratitude. Something very simple, like a wird, a state of being. So when you wake up in the morning, don't just reach for the, Facebook feed. Don't be intravenously fed things that you don't know how to discriminate what's good, right, or wrong. Reach for that which is nourishing to your soul. The first thing, in these particular times, And the way to work this out is to have a bare minimum. Man laysa lahu wird, the one that doesn't facilitate for themselves this water hole. Laysa lahu warid. Warid is that which pours into that basin. Like, you're not going to have that spiritual flow, basically. That spiritual energy is not going to come if you don't have your hands outstretched. Even in a deeper spiritual way, they say the one, the wird is your hand outstretched to the shaykh. Like, the shaykh can't pull you in that spiritual journey. Like, his hand's always outstretched, but you need to outstretch your hand also. And the way to do that is through the adhkar, which is, a portion for you. So to do something which is easy.